Hello, welcome back. Thank you for spending your time with me. Today on Novelty's Memory Hour, we are remembering my mother, Dolores Bruno slash Perry. I don't want to ever go back to a church, so I decided to marry one church. Well, my mom died of cancer in 2016 after battling lung and brain cancer, both genetics. And after a 20-year struggle, she passed away. Well, I learned a lot of life lessons from my mother. I also learned a lot of things about loving life in general. It's very precious. So my mom grew up in an Italian family. She was a 5'4", short Italian, full-blooded, with the attitude to match. She had five other siblings, 4 sisters and 1 brother. Her father was known as the Pope in Jersey City, excuse my language. My grandmother was adopted. Don't really know her true history. We always had speculations, but that's a whole nother stuff. My grandfather was a very, very religious person in the Catholic Church. She grew up in Catholic schools and all that good stuff. He would give more away at this point of his life than help his family. Not that they were living bad, but that's just the way it was. And so she didn't have the easiest of childhoods growing up. So fast forward to her youth before me. Well, I'm gonna be honest, my mom had a sketchy past. She was what you would call a madame, right out of Atlantic City in her youth. You could speculate about all that good junk. That's for here, there, and everywhere. But my mom was a very, very strong woman. When she had me, she ended up quitting all that good junk for the most part. We all human. Habits are habits, bad habits are bad habits, good habits are good habits. So she ended up. Hurry up, press it, subscribe and like. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stuff like that, but she was doing everything she could, working 3 jobs, doing what she could. My father, at that point in life, he had so many demons. I was his 7th kid at the time. My mom also wasn't the easiest woman to get along. She was Miss Independent before Miss Independent was popular. So, there was a little life story. There's a little quick history. But my mom always stayed upbeat and preached loving one another. We Italian. We don't always get along with one another, but we always love one another. There's a difference between getting along and, loving each other. That's a whole nother story for another time. So, time to tell a little story of my mom. Why she's such a personal hero, influence. She always taught me from right from wrong, even when she was doing wrong. That old do as I say, don't do as I do. And she meant that, but she also understood when she was doing wrong and that I should be better than her. She may not said it in these forms, but these are the lessons she always taught me. Her and my stepdad used to fight all the time about teaching us how to budget, about the real life necessity of knowing when we're behind on our bills, when we're ahead on our bills, when we this, that, and the other. He didn't like that because he wanted us to live in fantasy land. I can see both points, but I am very glad that she showed me how to survive, how to take $1 and make 50 cents, in other words. So my mom, she had a checkered beginning of life. Then she turned herself around. She was a housewife until me and my sister went to school. And then she went and became a career woman. And she didn't have schooling and all that stuff, but she made herself a career. And when she got cancer, of course, you know how the old story goes, gets fired because you ain't got enough sick days. You know, you're fighting for your life and they want you to worry about your job. But hey, that's society for you. When you live for money instead of wealth, that's the life. You know, everyone talks about that picture with supposed to be Magdalene and Jesus, or the M in the middle, because that's when we stopped living for wealth and we started living for money, and that's what that picture in the church means. But that's for a whole nother story. So this is my end message for my mother, one of my heroes. I am so glad I got to express how I truly felt for you, because me and my mom never had the best of relationships, but towards the end I went out my way, way out my way, to make sure it happened. So did she, and it happened, even though life happens as well. So may you rest in peace. I know you're up there. I know you love me. I know you love you. And I know I love you too. Thank you for all the blessings and all the lessons. And I'm sorry I couldn't make it easier on you. God bless.